What's going on, everyone? It's AB Sports. Fantasy football is one of my favorite things, and I want to help you guys out by offering some stardom sit-em decisions for week 4. The injuries are piling up, the Titans and Steelers games got canceled for COVID, and you guys are probably trying to decide who you should start for Sunday's matchups. Well, fantasy football is very matchup based. It is important to know which teams your players are playing against. I have picked out one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, and one tight end that you should start, and one of each of those positions that you should probably sit. These players aren't the Zekes and Devontae Adams of the world and Patrick Mahomes, because you're going to be starting them every week no matter what. These are the guys that are probably in the flex range, and you're wondering if you should start them, and I'm going to let you know if you should or not. Put any other lineup questions you have in a comment section, and I will respond to them and let you know what you should do. For quarterback, my start of the week is Matthew Stafford. Stafford has a home matchup against the Saints. The Saints defense has been bad in weeks 1 through 3, and that was with their top 2 corners. Marshawn Lattimore and Janoris Jenkins will not be playing Sunday, so the Lions offense should carve up the Saints through the air. Stafford has 21, 19, and 20 points this year, and most of that came without a healthy Kenny Galladay. He is fully back now, and the Saints are the worst defense the Lions have yet played. Plug Stafford into your lineup and feel good about it. For running back, my start is a player who's been a little disappointing for owners this year, and it's Kenyan Drake. Drake has at least 18 touches in every game, and he's been very productive when he's gotten handoffs. He hasn't been used in the passing game all that much, and only has 1 touchdown this season, but this week might be his best game of the year, because every running back has their best game of the year against the Panthers. The running backs against the Panthers this year so far have scored 35, 30, and 31 points. Plug in Drake and feel very confident this week. For my start at wide receiver, it's Jarvis Landry. I'm not sure if Jarvis Landry is starting for most fantasy owners who drafted him, but he should be wide receiver 2 or 3 this week and shouldn't be left on your bench. In a game against the Cowboys, who have an awful defense but a fantastic offense, Cleveland should have to score almost every drive to be in this game, and they should be able to score every drive because they have a ton of firepower on offense and Dallas plays very little defense. Unrelated to why you should start him, but this will be Jarvis Landry's 100th consecutive start in the NFL. Just wanted to show that he is as reliable as they come. And last for my starts is Mike Gesicki. The Dolphins tight end is poised to have a great game this week. He didn't do much last week. That was because Miami led for most of the game. I don't think they'll be leading Sunday, as they're playing against the Seahawks and Russ will continue to cook. Jamal Adams is out of this game with a groin injury, and he's the Seahawks' best defensive player, and he would be guarding Mike Gesicki. In the second half, when the Dolphins are trailing, Fitzmagic's going to be letting it rip to Gesicki, Devontae Parker, and Preston Williams, who I think are all great starts this week. Now for some sits. At quarterback, I would shy away from starting Kirk Cousins. Minnesota plays the Texans this week in a battle of 0-3 teams. Houston has a dreadful rush defense. In fact, it's been the worst in the league by far through 3 weeks. I bet Minnesota leans on Dalvin Cook and their ground game, and I doubt Kirk Cousins will score too many fantasy points with his passing this week. A running back sit is David Montgomery of the Bears. Even with Tariq Cohen injured, I'm not too confident in Montgomery's ability to score many fantasy points this week. Cordero Patterson will get some carries on the ground, and the Colts defense has been outstanding this year. They've only allowed 670 total yards of offense through 3 weeks this season. Darius Leonard and DeForest Buckner are run-stuffing monsters. I think the Bears will win this game. I think it will be low scoring. I think most of the production will come through the air as the coaching staff is trying to prove to the public that Foles is better than Trubisky. A wide receiver I would not start is Hollywood Brown of the Ravens. Lamar has had his struggles throwing the ball this year. The Ravens are 30th in the league in passing, and they only threw for 97 yards against the Chiefs last week. I know Brown will be most owners' flex or wide receiver 3 on the season, but I think there's a lot better options, and that he will disappoint you if he's in your starting lineup this week. The Ravens play the Washington football team, and they're going to pound the rock with Lamar and the running backs on the ground once they get an early lead. And the last player for this video, my tight end sit, is Tyler Higbee. Higbee's been a good fantasy producer, but his efficiency should start to drop. He has just 11 targets this year, but has turned it into 10 catches for 134 yards and 3 touchdowns. No one in the NFL finishes the season with that good of a percentage of catches per target. Also, this week, the Rams are favored by 13 points against the Giants. They should get up early and not throw the ball very much. And that's what I've got for my starts and sits. Matthew Stafford, Kenyan Drake, Jarvis Landry, and Mike Gesicki should be started in fantasy this week. And Kirk Cousins, David Montgomery, Hollywood Brown, and Tyler Higbee should be left on your bench if you want to win your fantasy matchups. Like this video if you want to see more fantasy content. Reminder, you can leave any other fantasy questions in the comments and I will answer them. And thanks for watching.